A pair of first-place teams will meet in Baltimore as the Ravens host the Seahawks. Now, not many would have had these two teams in first place for this meeting at this point in the season, but Seattle's taken advantage of the fact that the Niners have lost 3 straight, and the Ravens have managed to avoid stumbling while the Bengals have struggled, and the Browns have been starting a backup quarterback for the last few weeks. Both these teams clearly have eyes on the postseason, so who has the edge in this matchup? I'll have that along with my selection for the game coming up in just a few moments. But first, as always, if you're enjoying this content, please go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to be alerted of any more of our betting content, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel as we release picks and predictions for every sport you can think of every single day. And for this week, use the code ZINNO50, that's ZINNO50. It's 50% off all access passes from me from 1 day all the way through a full year. Again, the code ZINNO50. Looking at the Wager Talk Live odds screen, we see that the Ravens are a 5.5-point home favorite, and the total is sitting at 43. These numbers have been absolutely pasted in the same spot to start the week, so monitor where the money goes as the week goes along. Ravens seem like that AFC team that everybody has forgotten about that's still really good. They're 11th in total offense, they have the 3rd best rushing attack, and they're 7th in scoring. They're number 2 in total defense and number 2 in pass defense. Baltimore is still built on the run game, though. They'll have to contend with the Seahawks' run defense that's giving up fewer than 100 yards per game to opponents on the ground. If the Ravens want to win this one by margin, they're going to need Lamar Jackson to be better in the pass game. With the exception of the Ravens' blowout win over the Lions, Jackson seems to throw for more passing yards in their losses than their wins because the Ravens grind the pace down in games that they're leading, but it also keeps those games closer. I think Baltimore should try and take advantage of a suspect Seattle pass defense in this one. Seattle's had some scheduling fortune as of late, playing Carolina, the Giants, Arizona, and Cleveland with P.J. Walker starting in 4 of their last 5 games. But the Seahawks haven't scored more than 24 in any of the last 4 games. That doesn't bode well against a defense like the Ravens. But still, Seattle finds a way to keep themselves in games, and I don't think this one will be any different. The low total in this game suggests that running the ball will be a big part of both offenses. If the Seahawks can run effectively, they'll stay in this game. With the exception of their overtime win over the Lions, they've rushed for over 100 yards in all of their wins and less than 100 yards in all of their losses. So it feels like this game may be won or lost in the trenches. I don't particularly trust either quarterback in this game. Geno Smith has returned to the quarterback we all thought that he was, and Lamar continues to be inconsistent in the passing game. However, his receivers haven't helped him. Ravens are 8th in the NFL in drops so far on the season. Seattle will have to defend tight end Mark Andrews of the Ravens, and Seattle's done well at defending tight ends this season as they're top 10 in the league in fewest targets allowed and have allowed just 1 receiving touchdown to a tight end all season. This game seems ugly on the surface, and 5.5 is a dead number. With the low total, that puts me on Seattle to cover this game. If you're interested in more trends, game breakdowns, and picks, go ahead and check out this next game video. And again, use the code ZINNO50, ZINNO50, for 50% off all access passes from me from 1 day through a full year.